the one thing You does well is it delivers us core elements that fans of the genre love. A creeping obsession, twisted romance, and that chilling inner voice narrating every dark decision. Throughout the show, we've watched an awkward bookstore manager slowly unravel into a cold, calculated killer. And that's what's made it so gripping. It's how disturbingly relatable Joe can be, and how he rationalises what he's doing to make himself seem like both the good guy and a victim. So what about this latest and final season of You? Does it do the show justice, and was it worth the wait? Let's get into it. Now, after killing his way through Paris and London using various aliases, the final season of You brings Joe Goldberg back to where it all began, New York City. Thanks to his new wife Kate, Joe's finally able to return home with everything he's ever wanted. His name, his bookstore, and a wife and kid that loves him. So it should be happily ever after, right? Well, not exactly. This is Joe Goldberg we're talking about. I mean, at first glance, it does feel like Joe's living and maintaining a normal life, happy and content. He's going to PTA meetings, reopening the bookstore, and playing the role of a good husband and father. But underneath, he has the same obsessive behaviour, the same distorted morality, and ultimately, it's still the same old Joe. Now I know what you're thinking, the previous seasons start to feel a bit repetitive, so how's this one any different? Well, in this series, it's not about who Joe's watching, it's about who's watching Joe. Throughout the final season, you watch Joe try to hold a version of himself together that never really existed. And you can see that he's really trying for both his wife Kate and his kid. But that's the thing, when you've got history like Joe's, there's no way it stays buried forever. And with pressure from Kate, the blackmail attempts from Kate's family, as well as people looking into his past, Joe starts to unravel, and it's not long before people start to see who he really is. Talking about Kate, Charlotte Ritchie returns to the role. She's an interesting character because she doesn't just feel like another pawn in Joe's game. She feels like the queen, especially with her wealth, connections and resources. Initially, she used Joe to further her own agenda, but then later, finding out by doing so, she'd actually kept herself blind to who Joe really is.
Oh, you missed this. You feel so fucking alive.
And her family, well, they're playing their own dangerous game, pulling the strings in the background, using the wealth and resources to make Joe's life even more complicated. The tension between Joe and the Lockwoods is both a battle for survival and a psychological chess match, which definitely raises the stakes throughout the series. Now, this final season of You has many twists, which I won't spoil, but trust me when I say it's peak Joe Goldberg. There's one moment in particular that shows us not just how manipulative and unhinged Joe really is, but also how far he'll go and how dangerous and unpredictable he can be when his back's against the wall. Bronte's introduction is another standout moment. Played by Madeline Brewer, Bronte at first seems like another sweet, innocent character, and with a connection to Beck, Bronte manages to bring everything full circle back to season 1. But with a twist that flips the show's usual dynamic on its head, as Bronte is playing a deeper, far more dangerous game than even she realises. Nadia, played by Emily Hickman, and Marianne, played by Tati Gabrielle, both make a return this season, and each has their own motivations to take down Joe. And what I liked with this season is how Joe's victims are working together, not just for simple revenge and to kill Joe, but for real justice, to show the world the real Joe Goldberg. Now, the one thing You continues to nail is Joe's intelligence. He's not just calculating, he's a genius level manipulator. Joe knows how to twist the narrative, charm his way into power, and bend people to his will. Yet in his own mind, he never sees himself as the bad guy. To him, he's still the tragic, misunderstood hero, who actually victimises himself, even when he's the one causing the damage. And I think that's what makes Joe such an interesting character. As for the ending, without diving too much into spoiler territory, for the most part, it builds towards a fitting end to Joe's story. The tension hits hard, the emotional beats land, and it really does feel like the final reckoning fans have been waiting for. But then, there's Kate, and honestly, her surviving the fire at the end made zero sense. Like, how? There was no explanation or logic behind it, it just felt like a cop-out. When it looked like she'd died, it actually fit the story.
You did it. You sacrificed yourself. To kill me. Well done.
She wasn't just some innocent bystander. Kate had done some terrible things, crossed moral lines, and made intentional choices that put her right in the middle of Joe's chaos. Her death would have carried weight, and it would have made sense for both her character and the story. Instead, she walks away pretty much unscathed. No prison, no consequences, just a small burn scar. To me, it felt like the show pulled its punch, and for a series that's built itself on moral ambiguity and dark consequences, letting Kate off the hook like that just felt a bit cheap. However, I do want to give a shout out to the writers because overall I think this has been the best season since series 1. Is it perfect? No. Some characters felt a little underused, like I would have liked a bit more time with a few of the returning characters and for them to have been utilised more at the end of the series. The final season of You is darker, more entertaining and keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout. And at just 8 episodes, the pacing's solid, there's no filler and every moment drives the story forward. So yeah, if you've been off the U train for a while, you might want to get back on it because it's a great final season that has a satisfying ending and in my opinion, it's definitely worth your time. But what do you think? Have you seen the final season of You? If so, what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know down in the comments. And if you could do me a solid by liking and subscribing, it'd be much appreciated. Also, if you like live stream gameplay then check out my Twitch and I'm currently looking for a Discord admin. So if you're interested, join my Discord, send me a message, links are in the description. I hope you all have a great week and thanks for watching. Until next time peeps, stay frosty.